Electrocast.
Why wait to see if you'll get something you like this Valentine's Day when you can go to BlueNile.com and find something you'll love? Whether you're looking to treat yourself to a little winter sparkle or show a galentine how much you appreciate them, Blue Nile offers a wide selection of high-quality designs, expert guidance, and free 30-day returns for the ultimate peace of mind. You can even design your own jewelry. Right now, save up to 50% at BlueNile.com. That's BlueNile.com.
Hello and welcome to the next edition of Missing the Point. I am Hollywood Rayshawn Buchanan with my guy, Money Mike Marcangelo. I wish we were talking to you under better circumstances, but that is the story of 2023 New England Patriots. They just will not give us something to be positive about. So, my brother, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing well, Ray. I feel like this is something that I won't say that I've been hoping for, but we've been expecting. Like 2 weeks ago, we talked about on this very show, were the close games or the comebacks in like the second half, was that making us feel a certain way about this team that just wasn't real? And boy, did we get our fucking answer. The Bobby, this is for you. Like the Cowboys fucking teabagged us on Sunday, and we just took it. Took it.
Yeah, that's the name of the episode. Cowboys teabagged noise. Like that literally should be the tagline. We don't need an AI tagline. Just Cowboys teabagged the Patriots. That's exactly what happened. 38-3. This was one of the most lopsided victories or losses, I should say, that New England has encountered. This made me think about the 31-0 debacle years ago. I want to say it was week 1 against the Bills, where my spirit animal Sam Adams was out here getting pick sixes, running it back to the back. I was like, yo, what is going on? So that brought me back to that game. Obviously, it was a way different outcome at the end of that year. We damn sure won't have the same outcome that we had the year that we lost to Buffalo 31-0. So let's just get right into it. Like I said, I'm already depressed. I've been depressed as I talked to you earlier about putting the show together. The fact that Mike told me, hey, you're leading this conversation tonight. I'm like, I don't want to lead shit. I'm like, but you know what? We're better leaders than what we saw on the field. So let's just get right into it. So like I said, 38-3, they get smacked. Let's just go right in Mac Jones. We're gonna get to Bill. We're gonna get to other players on the team, but let's just get at Mac Jones right now. He was like, I think 15 or like 29, something like that, like 150 yards, 12 or something for like 150, one touchdown and like 2 picks. So
he didn't throw a touchdown. He didn't throw a touchdown.
Oh, he did throw a touchdown. That's right.
Well, he did, just not to the field.
No, he just like what? So yeah, he did throw. Sorry, he was the best player on the field for the Dallas Cowboys. So
correct.
He played phenomenal for Dallas. Really gives him an audition. Forget about Trey Lance. Mac Jones is saying, hey, I want to be a Dallas Cowboy. Let me show you why I can make the team better by just throwing it to your guys. Like he looked like he was on the practice squad on Sunday. So, responsible for 14 points for Dallas. So, let's just go right. So what is that the worst performance of his career? And should that be the last that we see him as the full-time starter?
Okay, so yes, it was the worst performance of his career. I think I was digging like a little deeper into some of the like the storylines and the stats. It's his worst quarterback percentage, right? I think he was a 33.9, so worst of his career. It's the 4th time in his career that he's counted for 3 turnovers. The 2nd that he's thrown a pick, the 4th that he's thrown a pick 6. Yes, it was, but this was the worst. And I think what made it feel like the worst, to me watching it, is he just gave up. He gave up on the team. He gave up on the game. All the things that we have been praising. And I feel like on this particular show, I've been the biggest Mac apologist over at least the last 4 weeks, right? This season.
Right.
We've been talking about how no matter what this year, he's been staying in the pocket. He's been taking the hits. He wasn't afraid of it. But in this game, he was throwing off of his back foot when he didn't need to do that. He was seeing pressure that wasn't there, and the most unforgivable thing that he did was when he ran, like when he rolled to his right and then passed all the way across the field back to the left. The first time, I mean, we got lucky. I think it was Kendrick Bourne that caught it, and I think it was Greg Olson on the call. He said,
Mhm.
"Yeah, like, you can't do that. Like you got lucky with that one." So what did the motherfucker do? He did it again,
Yeah.
and he paid it, and it cost him. Like that was a pick six. It was easy. It was telegraphed. Um, the most damning part about this for me is that we've all, all of us have said, Mac Jones, based on what we've seen, isn't good enough to win you a game, but he won't be the reason you lose. He was the reason we lost that game the way that
Yep.
we did. Now, I think we probably, if you take away those 14 points, I mean, the score of that game is still what is it's 24 to
24
3.
to 3. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't know what could have happened with the momentum, but I would say, like, you can look, if we're just talking about the players on the field and we're not getting to Belichick yet, you can look specifically at the way in which Mac carelessly threw around the ball and say that he lost us that game. The most and what was even more damning, maybe it's a coping mechanism for him, but I don't really give a shit, is when he was benched, he's laughing with Bailey Zappi. Like, that was bad. fucking D. Bad. But no, it shouldn't be the last time that we see him as a full-time starter.
Why not? How can you say all that and then still say that he still should be the starter?
Because I believe that he has earned the right, based on what he was put through last year, to at least come back and see if he has an answer game. Because yeah, we've now seen him at his absolute worst. We have. I get it. If he gives up on the team again against the Saints, then yeah, he should be done. But listen, if we're not giving up on the coach, and by we I mean the New England Patriots organization, they can't give up on him. They can't, because this is his third year, but his second year with the full offense. And again, you and I in our prediction show, or sorry, when we talked to Karen Guregian before the season started, you and I both had them at 0-4. They're 1-3. They're 1-3, so they're better than what we thought.
Oh, I mean, cure the fucking Doug bones. I mean, damn. But once again, it's not, and I've said this before, and I'll say this again, it's relevant to this conversation. It's not about if you lose. It's not about that, because you're gonna lose games. It's how it fucking happens. Like, this is below rock bottom. This is Titanic level type shit that we saw yesterday. And once again, we'll get into our predictions about what we envision against the Saints and the Raiders in the coming weeks. But I'm sorry, man. Like, I've seen enough. And ironically, right, we talk about, or you mentioned how crazy it was last year. And yes, we all know, we all sat through that season and and lamented how bad it looked, and could it get any worse than this? And it has. Ironically, statistically, his two best games happened last season: the Minnesota game on Thanksgiving, and then the Baltimore game in Week 3 last year under Matt Patricia. Ironically, his best statistical outputs have happened under Matt Patricia. That's fucking insane. That tells you everything that we need to know. Like, and once again, for him to get Bill O'Brien back into the fold, and once again, I know that we put so much stock in it because we were pleading, begging, praying, whatever words you want to use. We were just hoping that Bill O'Brien was going to be the answer. And once again, you said it last week. I said it last week. There's been times when the offense has looked functional. It has, right? Meaning just from a play call standpoint, not necessarily an execution standpoint, but from a play call standpoint, it looked functional. And yesterday evening, whatever function was there, it dissipated. It was gone. It was gone. And to me, I don't know if there's an answer game, because there's no one on the show that's clamored for a signature moment more than me. I've been bet, and maybe yesterday was a signature game. Maybe it was a signature game saying, "Hey, I'm not the fucking guy. Get somebody else to do it because I'm not the guy. And once again, that's okay. Get him off my fucking team. Get him off my team. I'm done. Like I have nothing else. There's nothing else to watch. Like unless you're telling me you're gonna get fucking Justin Jefferson and and Stephon Diggs on the outside, and he still does nothing, then it's like, all right, whatever. But I'm like, you're not getting into any of those guys to come into New England.
Yeah, but that argument that you just made right then and there makes me believe that you don't actually think he's the real problem. You just don't think he's the solution.
He's not a solution.
Sure, but he's not. Then but he's not the overall problem because you just said unless they're going to get like Stephon Diggs or Justin Jefferson, which by the way, pipe dreams. But if they get someone of that caliber on the outside, you do think because of what you've seen in college that he could be a guy that could win you some games.
I mean, he would have to be some guys you see that everything has to go. Okay, let me just I'll make it more plain. We're seeing it happen in Miami right now, right? I'm not sure. Tua will look just how Mac is looking if he had the receivers that
he did under Brian Flores.
Yeah,
he did.
But you know what I'm saying? So I just feel like that's what it is. Like you have to give the young guys weapons. Now, what I will say, Bourne, Juju, Mike Gesicki, like this is like, I mean, I know they're not the sexiest names, but there's some quarterbacks I feel like that could do damage with that core. I feel like Matt Stafford would do well. I feel like someone like I even feel like someone like Russell Wilson.
I mean, just remember, Stafford had Calvin Johnson and Golden Tate and didn't win a damn thing.
No, but I'm saying, but the offense still looked good. Is what I'm saying. Like if you put Matt Stafford with the guys that's here and how Bill could coach at times, it would look different. That's what I'm saying. Because you would have someone that can actually get the ball down the field. Is what I mean.
Right. But to your point, though, right? I think the overarching point is there are certain quarterbacks that could do something with the skill set positions that the Patriots have,
right?
But not in their third year, and not after a second year that was the way in which it was last year. Like I agree. In 2019, Tom Brady would have he would have devoured defenses with these same weapons.
Yeah,
this guy ain't that. He ain't that.
No, right. And I think that goes back to a lot of us, and shout out to my boy Ricky for saying this earlier, so I'll give you credit for this point. Like, it just goes to show the way that, like, the way I'm angry, the way that a lot of Patriots Twitter is angry. Excuse me. We're still not over what happened in 2020, meaning, with Tom going and leaving to Tampa Bay. Because it didn't have to end that way. and I'll continue to hold that stance, until the cows come on. I just can't get past that sometimes. But games like yesterday heightened that stance, and it heightens my sensitivity when it comes to watching this fucking team. And it's just like, that can't happen. Once again, Dallas just came off a terrible loss. If there was any time to catch them, it was now. And if there was any time to catch them on their back heel, so to speak, it was now. And you would lose by 35, not 31-24, not 24-20. Okay, once again, I would have been annoyed, but I'm nowhere near 35 points. No fucking way, man. No way. That I know.
Yeah, but this is who they are, though, bro. Like we talked about this. The final score of the Dolphins game and of the Eagles game wasn't real because they were already up by 16 or 17 points in the first quarter. They let their fucking foot off the gas, and Mac didn't throw a pick six or have a fumble recovered for a touchdown. If those two things happened in those games, it would have been very similar to the score. Those other two teams let the foot off the gas, let us back in it, and it gave us the thing that we were talking about a couple weeks ago, that false sense of security, thinking like, oh, we're like right there. We're right there. No, we are fucking not. We cannot beat good teams in this league. And I just want you to know, I know we'll talk more about this game. We're going to talk. We'll talk about the upcoming games. In 2 weeks when we're 3-3, don't talk like nobody can talk about. Oh well, Bill's figured it out. No, he hasn't. We can still beat bad teams. We will still beat bad teams and bad quarterbacks. Promise you. I promise that. which is the 7 wins.
So I'm here to tell you that's the worst case scenario.
Yeah, that's what's going to happen. It's going to validate his bullshit.
That's the worst for where they need to go going forward. And when we do this show in a couple weeks, if they're at 3-3 with a chance to be 4-3, that's the worst case scenario.
I mean,
and once again, for those that know me, no, I am. You will never hear me really talk about tanking, right? I don't talk about the Celtics. I mean, I don't speak much about the Brewers, but I don't want. I wouldn't want them to tank. I don't want any team to not root for. I do not want to tank. I'm telling you right now, I've never been closer to saying give me a full on tank season than I am right now. I really wanted it 2020, but I just think that he could his ego, meaning Bill, his ego wouldn't let him punt that season. They still fucking punting it. The season was over after game 2 against Seattle that year, which is super entertaining, but everything just went downhill after that. But it's I don't know. I really hope that you're wrong. Like, I do not want. We'll get into it later on, but 1-5 is the best case scenario.
But but that's all. That you're operating under the assumption that if they go 1-5, that they're going to clean house. Kraft is not going to fire Bill as the coach. If he does fire him as the GM, great. Then yes, go. But
that's enough for me. That's enough for me. I'm okay with. So sorry. Let me make this clear. I know I've been super emotional this whole show so far. I've been emotional about Bill in the past over the last 2 years. If they kept him on as the coach, fine, whatever. I mean, it is what it is. But him, shopping for groceries, as his former mentor Bill Parcells would say, the groceries are spoiled. It's past due. It's done. It's over. Like the groceries literally have rotten, spoiled. They're spoiled rotten, and it's time for him for that part hanging out once again. And we'll talk about this later on another show later on this week. So stay tuned for that. We got a GM at 100 Causeway Street that's going balls to the wall and saying, no, our time is right now. Fuck with everybody. We're going all in. And so now we're like, well, damn, we're seeing that happen, and we're seeing you pick and choose when to pay decent players and only want to, cater to the defense, and even that is not even fucking working completely. Like fans are fed up, and we should be. Once again, you're not going to win a Super Bowl every year. That's not the. Yes, that's the goal. Yes, the goal. We want to say, yes, I get that. Just want to watch competitive football, and like you said, the first 2 weeks of fool's gold. They got a really unlucky win against the Jets, because we saw what they fucking did last night. Even though they lost, sorry, everything's coming back. Tell me that once. The MILF Hunter, your boy.
Right. Hold on. I think that's trademarked. It's the Mormon MILF Hunter. Just to avoid any litigation.
Yeah. So, damn. Like he outplayed Mac and Mahomes yesterday.
Well, it's because he has talent. Like, he has arm strength. He can make up for a play breaking down and rolling out. Like, that's actually designed better for him. If he rolls out, he can find something downfield. Mac can't do that. You said something a couple minutes ago, about how much it pains you to see what the Patriots have done since 2020 because they let Brady walk out the door, right? What heightens it for me isn't, I think Brady going away and winning a Super Bowl that next year, that's like, whatever, that's just Brady. He's just going to do that. But the two things that really piss me off the most, look at the Bucs and their first year without Brady right now, and look at the seamless transition of quarterbacks in Green Bay. Like, you didn't have that here. We put so much faith in Bill that he would have that right. Now, if Jimmy G had come out 5 years later instead of in 2013 or 2014, maybe, because he hit on him. He was right about him. He can't stay healthy, but he was right about him. But
right.
I mean, what we've seen is that again, I hate to make this like the Brady show, but like, this is just so glaring, is that if you have Bill and you even have Josh McDaniels, and even at that time you have Was it Flores on defense
Mhm.
in 2020, or is
Yep.
that?
No, Florida's already in Miami.
All right, so whoever was on defense, you still need to spend a quarter of $1 billion to get blown out by the Buffalo Bills in the divisional round.
Yep.
That's it. That's where we are. And
Yep.
like, we're putting a lot of blame on Mac for this game, as we should. This game was a foundational shaker of a game. It makes you question everything. Nothing is off the table. So that means that we have to hold Robert Kraft accountable too.
Yep.
Because Bill, listen, Bill's a terrible GM. I do think he's a pretty good drafter as of late, though. I think his drafts since 2019 have been pretty good. He won't draft offensive talent, which, by the way, he shouldn't. And let's it's a running back in like the 4th or 5th round. He'll hit on those people, right? But when Robert gave Bill money, he spent it. So why hasn't he spent the last 2 years? My assumption is Robert hasn't been giving him money, right? He needs to pay for the fucking scoreboard and the lighthouse and all that shit. And I think fans now, he's burning through a lot of that equity that he had with us because he didn't take $1 of our money to build that stadium. And we all praised him for so long. And he was able to cover up his unwillingness to spend money because he had the greatest coach and the greatest quarterback playing together. So they could cover up all of their financial inefficiencies. But listen,
Right.
Bill's 70 something years, he's 71, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Brady's gone. Robert has to spend money, or this is not going to go the way that we want it to go.
But my thing is, where's the reluctancy at on Kraft's behalf? Because once again, the rhetoric that he's spewing is that he's spewing that, oh, we want a contending team. I believe in the coaching staff. I believe in this. So he's saying all the John Henry type things. But it's like it's not resulting in wins. 12 was always the ultimate recruiter because most players was like, yo, I want to play with that guy because if I play with that guy, I may not get paid here, but I get paid elsewhere. Right? That's just what it was. But once again, winning makes it fun. You're not gonna play for
Right.
Bill and lose. This is
No.
once again, this is looking like Cleveland 2.0.
Yep.
So for those that are newer, once again, Mike and I are around the same age, but we follow stuff from years past. This looks like Cleveland Bill, with a young Testaverde. They made the playoffs one time in his 4-year tenure there. Actually they beat us in the playoff. And I think in '94, I think that's the year. So I'm thinking so, and that's essentially was it. So I just looks like that. And once again, people forget, they were 5-11, his first year there. Once again, and I joked about it a few weeks ago. It's not funny, but it is what it is. But I was like, are we gonna have a Mo Lewis 2.0 moment? Obviously we didn't, because Mac didn't get knocked out of the game. But I mean, damn, after what I saw yesterday, I'm just like, forget a Mo Lewis moment. He just needs to grab a clipboard and say, what do you like? You want to run sticks? You want to run out route? what do you like here? Because when I see it on the field, I just can't do it. But back to Kraft though. But yeah, he spit the rhetoric that he thinks people want to hear, as I put that in air quotes. But the results aren't there. And once again, all we ask is for a competitive team, Robert. Once again, you're not going to the Super Bowl every year. Once again, we were spoiled because we were in the last decade. We went to 8 straight AFC title games. 8 straight. Like that's fucking unheard of. Like, in a modern era to go to 8 straight and you win 3 of those? What? like that's and I get it. That's hard in this era to keep up because people always leave and coaches leave and players leave. I get that. But
I think they actually didn't they win 5 of them?
5. I'm sorry. Yeah, 5. Yeah, my bad. Yeah, 5. Yeah. So yeah. So I short-changed my bad. Yeah. So 5. So, I mean, come on.
The point is, I mean, we hold Mac Jones accountable. I think some of us hold them too accountable for things that we just shouldn't expect that of a third year. And for me, the reason why I say that is you can't expect a guy that has been that literally the only thing he's had to compete for in the last 4 years was his starting job at Alabama. And then once he got that job at Alabama, he had the best of the best college football talent in the world on his team.
Right.
And he made things look easy, as he should have. You can't replace Jalen Waddle, Devonta Smith, and who the hell was the running back? Who was his running back?
I figured the running back, but he even had Mechie on there too. That's what he had, like ridiculous.
You can't replace those three with Juju Smith-Schuster, Devontae Parker, and Kendrick Bourne and think it's going to look exactly the same, because it ain't. We've seen it. We've seen it over and over again. So Robert Kraft, hopefully we have the chance to talk to you at some point in time in our illustrious podcasting career. I'm going to bet, though, after we say this, we probably won't. For all the money that Bill and Tom saved you for the last 20 years, spend the fuck out of it now. You owe us. You owe us this, because you don't want to listen. You do not want Gillette Stadium in that bright big scoreboard and that nice new lighthouse to be empty, just like Fenway Park is. Don't turn in to the Boston Red Sox, because Boston sports fans will turn on you, because as Ray mentioned, there's still one GM in this town that's all about spending and winning.
And once again, he comes off as the most conservative of all four, and that's the wild part. But we've seen that since Horseshoes became GM, he is balls to the wall, and there's no attachment there. Which I think he learned from Bill. Don't get attached to the players. So that's what I'm saying. He learned from you. He learned from you. For some reason, the man has lost his mind. He's lost his touch. And I'm like, yo, you got to find it. Because once again, I think he can still come up with a great game plan. Once again, when you hold Tyreek Hill to 40 yards, like you still there's still something up there coaching wise that he can, his mad scientist, put his cape on and go to work. That's still there. However, when it comes to finding, once again, like I said, the offensive talent, for the most part, it's just not there. But like I said, we can go on another hour about that. So I'll leave that there. It looks like there's nothing positive coming out of this. So I'm just letting y'all know that for those that's listening to this, you're like, well, what are you going to say something positive? You're not going to hear something positive. So I'm telling you that right now. Because this next thing is a positive either. So Matthew Judon, Mr. Red Sleeves, apparently now could possibly miss the rest of the season with a bicep tear. So I'll ask. I know we just talked about it, but I'll ask: is this a sign when you lose your best defensive player? Is this a sign to say, hey, wrap it up? It's not going the way we think it's going to go.
Bill will never concede a season. It's just, and you know it. It's just not going to happen. So I think, we've seen Bill, again, different time, different quarterback. We've seen Bill go to the Super Bowl with Julian Edelman at corner. We've seen him go to the AFC title game with Troy Brown playing slot corner. He'll figure it out, or he always has been able to figure that out. So he's not going to concede. I think the fact that, you have people like Ted Johnson, who actually tore both of the tendons off of his bicep when he was playing for us, said that this injury would be a 10-week 10-week stint on the IR. And the fact that Judon is seeking a second opinion means that he probably didn't like what he heard the first time. So he's going to try and figure out to get his way back here sooner. I think for a guy who has notoriously been a fast starter, at least with his time here in New England, like this is obviously it's going to fucking hurt. It's going to hurt. I actually believe that the potential loss of Christian Gonzalez for an extended period of time will hurt worse. Because if you listen in this day and age, especially with the way that the Patriots blitz, I mean, their blitzes aren't so exotic that Judon's getting to the quarterback every single time. And if you do that, then you need to cover. And now if you can't get to the quarterback and you can't cover, you're going to be fucked. Like this is why I'm sorry to go back to this. I'm still so mad at Bill. And when you say like he can still put together a good coaching plan, yes, I agree. He just didn't this past week because when Christian went out, everybody knew, you, me, our moms, our grandmothers, everything. We all knew that the next thing that Dallas is going to do was go to CeeDee Lamb and attack whoever's covering him. That's what Bill would have done. That's what Bill would still do.
Yep.
And he leaves. Well, it was one-on-one coverage with the backup. No help.
Miles Bryant
fucking Bryant on CeeDee Lamb. That was the regular season equivalent of Ellis Hobbs on Plexico fucking Burst.
And literally, because the same fucking number too. The same number.
Right.
Same number. Yeah, they need Jonathan Jones back. They need Jack Jones back. I do think Jack Jones could be the one right now if he's back being healthy. We've seen a little bit of it last year. So I think he could be that guy because he was for a little bit of times. Last season, but yeah, I don't know. I was gonna bring up the Gonzo injury as well. Hopefully it's just maybe like a 2 or 3 week thing where they can just pop it back into place because I think it was a dislocated shoulder. But yeah, to me, I don't know. Like between that, you don't look to add anything to the offensive line. Strange has been out. You won't do anything at right tackle. You give a bump up and pay to Trent Brown. To help him play better. But it just at this point it doesn't matter. But I want to go back to Judon because we know how Bill operates. So we've seen him do this with players before, and you probably know where I'm going when I say this. So with him being gone for essentially 9 to 10 weeks, if not longer, they gave him a Stephon Gilmore, pay raise. Is it possible this is the last season we see Judon here? If he's not coming back.
I mean, yeah, because he ain't gonna get another raise next year.
Right. So
that's the thing. Bill may try to take away money from him next year because he was injured this year. Right. So I think you're probably gonna see Judon towards the end of the year. And I hope. I truly hope. And if we do that, you're probably gonna see if we're still in it, if it makes sense to even play him, he's gonna look better than he has in the past couple of seasons because he won't be so tired. But if this is the end of his season, then I would agree with you that this is probably the last time we see him in the Patriots uniform.
And that's honestly fucking sad. And that's the case. It's sad. Now what it does do, it allows Uche to step up. It allows Keon White to step up. And honestly, play the kids at this moment. Once again, I don't envision
they're gonna have to. They're gonna have to.
Right, they're gonna have to. But my thing is that's where I'm at with it. Like there's nothing positive that's about to happen in the coming weeks. I don't agree with your premise. I don't agree with it because you're not the only one that said what you just said earlier about the whole 3-3. I'm not buying it. I said we'll get into it shortly, but I'm not buying it. Like I don't see a path to where that happens. Once again, that means you're saying that Mac Jones finally has a signature game. You're saying that the defense all of a sudden starts making even more plays than they made. Once again, if you're relying on Shaun Wade and Miles Bryant, if you gave you and me 6 seconds, and we know that would be a long time in the NFL, but if you gave us 6 seconds in the NFL, we'd find some receivers open on Miles Bryant and Shaun Wade. Yeah, like those guys, they're special teamers at this fucking moment. They're gunners, not cover corners. I just that to me is common personified. So, it's going to be a joke come Sunday. And I said, I expect to laugh my ass off in a cynical way because I don't expect much else, from them. So, but it's just like, so but I want to go back to coaching for a second. So obviously, it's a 1-3 start for the 3rd straight year in a row. Obviously the only year they turned it around was 2021, was going, 10-7. I don't see a 7-game winning streak happening, so I'm not even going to entertain that. But obviously, we killed one coach in particular last year, in Matt Patricia. But do we owe that man an apology
Fuck
for what happened
no.
last year?
No, no. I mean that I've heard that today too. Like that is something that I've seen on Twitter. I've heard on the airwaves. No, no, because I can tell you that what has happened to this offense since Mac's rookie year. Last year was an abomination of everything. Of everything.
Mhm.
Our schedule was exponentially easier, and we were averaging, what was it, 20 points a game? It wasn't quite the 17 points that Denver was averaging, but it was pretty
Mhm.
fucking bad. But we could
Right.
run the ball. We could run the ball. The difference there is the offensive line was better last year than it is this year. We actually had better people on the offensive line.
Right.
So the one thing that we could do last year, we can no longer do because because Bill didn't do the right thing and actually either draft correctly on the offensive line or paid big dollars for offensive linemen. And everyone looks at, well, the line's not doing that bad because Mac's only been sacked like 5 times all year. Again, Ramondre Stevenson did not forget how to fucking run.
Yep.
That is a direct to the offensive line. So no,
Yep.
we don't
Right.
we don't owe Matt Patricia an apology. That is utter bullshit.
Had to be asked. Once again, I damn sure thought about it. I said, wow. I said, once again, like I said earlier in the show, for Mac Jones to statistically have his best, numbers under Matt Patricia is that
Stop.
the irony is
It's
crazy.
not true.
382. I'm saying stats wise, that's true. 382 in
No.
Minnesota.
Oh, yeah, in a couple of games, yes, but in a season total, no, it's not true. Not even close.
No, I'm saying I'm talking about individual games. I'm not talking about season wise. We know his rookie season was his best year. We know that. But this is ain't gonna be better than his rookie year. I mean, I know we talked about matter of fact, all those tweets that came out early on. He's on pace for 4,600 yards, 34 touchdowns, 17 picks. Empty fucking calories. Empty calories. Give a fuck about that. I'd rather you 3,500, 21 touchdowns, 11 picks, and we be 11-6. I'm totally fine with that. I don't give a fuck about you getting almost 5,000 yards. That means absolutely nothing to me. And once again, the apologists were on in full effect saying, "Oh, you guys were wrong, and you guys don't, you don't know football and all this other bullshit." Well, I don't know what people consider to defend him after yesterday. To me, I don't see where you can defend him. Going forward, I want to let you know I'm personally done though. Like so, I don't care what else
Yeah,
happens.
I gathered
I don't
as much.
I don't care how he looks. Once again, if him playing better helps us win, okay, great. But my personal investment, my desire to see him do well, went out the window yesterday
So let me
afternoon.
ask you a question. Do you so if he on Sunday against the Saints goes 25 of 30 for 284, 4 touchdowns, no picks, and we win the game, you would not say like, all right, like at a time when everyone was against him and everyone stopped believing in him, and he still did that with those same people on offense, you wouldn't say, all right, well, that shows something.
So if that, I mean, obviously the scenarios change, obviously, but if that was something with no, I'm saying, I mean, like I said, I've been streaming about signature moments. That's what I mean. That's what I'm getting at. I'm saying like it depends on how it looked in the game and how we got to that. But it's just like, yeah, I've been waiting for a signature game. So and that's something where he throws for almost 300, gets 4 touchdowns, no picks. Yeah, I'd be happy about that. 'Cause I've been screaming for a game that
Yeah,
we
but
can
after
say,
this, but if it followed this below rock bottom, as you mentioned, if he came out after, because this kid has never had to or if he's had to do it in the pros, he hasn't done it, but he's really never overcome adversity before. If
no.
he does it, but if he does it now, and because it will probably never, hopefully, hope to fucking God, it will never get as bad as it was on Sunday against the Cowboys. If he
We
turns
still got Kansas City on the schedule, brother. So hold your horses.
But if he goes from that low and has let you know what, to your point though, fuck the stats. Let's say he goes 15 of 35, but 7 of his 15 completions are on the final drive to win the game. That doesn't change it for you?
Once again, you're speaking to my signature moment that he has a game good. That's all I want. That's all I want. Like the fact that, because once again, I don't think that he's the worst I've ever seen. So I want to be clear about that, even though I'm done with it. That's just started. He's not the worst ever, obviously. I just want a signature moment. Every other young quarterback in this league had a signature moment, but him. Once again, the games that he would have had, unfortunately, they lost. The Dallas game early on his rookie year, Minnesota, whatever. So we would have even the oh god,
Tampa Bay game.
Just look at Tampa Bay game and the Indianapolis game. So there was 4 or 5 games we're gonna be like, okay, I remember this moment. I remember that. Because once again, if they all and I didn't see too much of the Sunday because they were playing from behind, but I'm like, we will see more of what he could be or should be if they mainly run no huddle. I keep saying this. If they run no huddle, he looks different because he can outthink most people. That's one thing I'll give him credit for that. He can outthink most people. So if he's doing that, he looks a lot better because you're not giving the defense time to set up. And that's the case. That's where he picks you apart. Like you're playing operation. That's where he's good. But because they're always playing from fucking behind and they never have a lead, we can't see that shit. So I don't know. There's a very thing, but once again, I just want to finish a moment. Like I said, that's really where I'm at. So yeah, of course, if it was 25 or 30, for 300 yards, 4 touchdowns, that'd be great. Or like you said, to go 15 to 30 or whatever on 35 as you mentioned. But like I said, go 7 to 8 on the final drive, get the game winning score, whether it be a field goal or a touchdown. That would be great. Like that would be great because once again, it showed some type of resolve. But do I think that's going to happen? No, because there's been no inclination to show that's actually going to happen. Once again, it'd be great to be proven wrong. Once again, I want this team to be successful, but if faith is what I'm looking. We're not talking about faith right now. I don't have no faith. I have no faith. I have no hope. I have no belief that this man is going to deliver when it matters, and that's really a sad place to be in as a Patriot fan. So it is what it is. But hopefully, once again, I'm proven wrong at some point. But I just don't see that happening. But knowing my luck, you'll be right. And when we talk about this next week, you'll say, well, told you so, bud. And I'll be like, well, okay, I'm not mad to be wrong. Like, I'm saying that right now.
Signature Mac.
Signature Mac. That's all I want. I just want a signature game. That's all I want. That's all I want.
Some would say vintage Mac Jones. No,
well, vintage means they're gonna get
fucking steamrolled.
Fucking steamroll. So no. Once again, if we're saying, and once again, now Matthew, his words, not mine, and then we'll get into the week 5 matchup. They said, what do you envision, it being this year for you, Matt? Oh, it's gonna be Alabama, Mac. Oh, so you said it. You once again, that's not the coach saying it. Not the you came out of your mouth, Mac Jones, and said it's going to be Alabama, Mac. Well, man, show me. Show us that 40. Once again, it will never be 41-4. I mean, that was a touchdown interception. It will never be that. But can I get 31-12? Can I get that? Can I get close to that? Just show me that you can do something along those lines, please. Because right now, the fact that Zach Wilson fucking outplayed you Sunday makes you look even worse. Makes you look even worse.
Yeah, I mean, we literally a week after saying that guy is the worst quarterback in football, he doesn't know how to play. Like,
right?
That's look bad.
But the game he had yesterday is the game I thought he was going to have against Dallas a couple weeks ago, meaning Zach Wilson. That's what I thought was going to happen. Yeah. So because once again, we joke about it, but we see it. That's what we talk about. It's like we know once again that you can't make up some of the throws that he makes.
Nope.
Like that's why Robert Saleh has said what he said about him. But once again, he wasn't going to come out and be, he wasn't going to become Testaverde or Joe Namath overnight. But it also speaks to him too, because people say that he was salty, he quit. So he had a bounce back game, had a real nice one. So who knows?
I mean, as
He
Bobby
didn't
so
care.
eloquently pulled from my brain last week. I mean, his teammates were wearing Mike White t-shirts last year.
Yep.
and this guy is still out there battling against Mahomes.
Yep. Right. So that speaks to his resolve. Actually, it does. It speaks to his resolve.
100%.
So you know what? So Jonathan Jones, Keon White, Josh Uche, to all y'all, go get fucking Billy Zappi shirts. Go get that. Go get that this week. Go get Billy Zappi shirts.
I think
and walk into Foxborough.
I think Bill hates Bailey more than he hates Mac.
So why fucking draft him?
Well, he cut him.
Yeah, I mean, kind of, but I'm just like, it's just like, what, honestly, I mean, and this is going off the rails, but I'm like, I'm at a point that let's just see what Malik Cunningham can do. That's where I'm at right now.
I think you'll be seeing Jacoby Brissett back in Foxborough here pretty soon.
You know what? I'll take that. I'll take it over.
And they can make Jacoby t-shirts because that'll actually
right. Honestly, what was that? 2016 when they had him start for a few games. It was just like, oh, like, okay, can you do enough to just not fuck it up? And that's what Jacoby was doing. Okay, fine. He knows how Bill operates. He knows. Yeah, I'd be okay with that. Once again, he ain't that good either. But it's just like my thing. I'll take anything. I'll take anything else. Right now, once again, look at what Baker Mayfield's doing in fucking Tampa. They're 3-1, and I know
Mike Evans helps.
I know that, but damn. But once again, people said Baker was. But people get on Baker just as much as any other quarterback in his league, as far as him being a scrub. And he's coming to this 3-1. I don't know. To me, it looks crazy. People say, well, Tampa Bay might win. They might not win more than 2 games this year. They're in the Caleb Williams sweepstakes, but
I think I said both of those things.
No, but it wasn't just you. It was a lot of people said that. A lot of people was in that category. And I call it on a different space I was in. I was talking to people. I was like, I had to be in Minnesota week 1. Just like, oh, you're crazy. And they came in and I said, well, this might be a different season for them. And it has been. They're playing defense well because they just smacked New Orleans. So, and that said, let's just get into that record. That's who we got this week. Tampa Bay held them to 9 points. Newsflash, they will score more than 9 points against the England Patriots. So
hold on. That's just a prediction. That's not a spoiler,
Oh,
I'm just saying, like, you don't know that.
Wait, that's a fact of life. Yeah. that's a fact of life.
I mean, here's the thing about this game. The Saints have had I would say a top 10 defense in the NFL for like the last 10 years.
Yes.
Like they're just always good defensively. And Kamara's back.
Really
It's just going to be his second game back, so he'll have some more reps in there. He'll feel a little bit better. I think Michael Thomas has actually adapted to his new role of just not being the primary guy, but still running those slants more often than not. And then he has that one streak,
5-yard slant routes. Yep.
Alvin coming. Is it? Yeah, Chris Olave is like your 4th.
Yeah.
And who do you have? We're gonna put what the hell is his name? Marcus Bryan on him. What the fuck are we gonna do?
There's no answer. That's what I'm saying. To think they're definitely they might score 30s on Sunday.
The Patriots?
No, the Saints. 30. When we turn to Black Jim Moore here, 30. Can't even get to 20. We're talking about 30 points. Are you kidding me? Playoffs? Like, are you kidding me? No way. And wasn't Derek Carr not a scrub either? I know people think that.
He's kind of scrubbish. He is.
He better know who we have, and that's where I'm at. I don't. That's fine. I know this. They gonna have. You know what the issue is. We're New England right now, and it's been like this last few years, except for 2021. We have become a get right team, and what I mean by that, if you're So for those that don't understand what I'm saying,
I'm sure.
If you come into New England, or New England's coming into your stadium, we are a team that if you sucked the week before, as you just saw with Dallas, um, you can clean up what you messed up against us, because we're gonna allow whatever the fuck you want. You want to run for 150 yards, you can have that. You want to throw for 350 and have 2 touchdowns, you can have that too. You know why? Because it's bend but don't break. But all we've been doing is breaking the dam. The dam is wide open. The middle of the field is wide open. The sidelines are wide open. So it doesn't matter. Any place you can go, it's like Disney World, the happiest place in the world when you're fucking when New England is in front of you. You can do whatever you want, whatever you want. So that's just what it is. So they will score 30 on Sunday. And once again, it may not all be it may not be all Derek Carr and Olave and Michael Thomas. It may not be that. You know,
Kamara
they may
and Rashid Shaheed.
My guy Kamara. I like
Taysom Hill.
Yeah, Taysom. Yeah, so Taysom Hill's about to get 2 touchdowns on Sunday. He's going to get 1 running. He's going to get 1 throwing, because he's going to throw a jump pass to Michael Thomas, and it's going to be like, man, what an innovative play by the New Orleans Saints! Touchdown, New Orleans! The score 27, New England 9.
It's going to be because Dietrich Wise is covering Michael Thomas in the end zone.
Right.
Right.
Jesus. Oh, yeah. Well, word to the wise, that's not a good decision.
You sound pretty positive on the Patriots' demise.
Yes.
You know what? I think you're trying to talk yourself into it. I don't think you actually believe that. I don't. I think that you honestly believe that the Patriots will beat the Saints, but you just can't say it. You don't want to say it.
No, I don't believe it. I don't. No, I don't believe they're going to win. No. So, like, I think I try to talk myself into it after the Miami game. I'll be honest about that. I was okay, like, we're just, we're a few offensive plays from like really being 2-2 and that. Like, I was trying to get there, but now, fuck that, fuck them. No, hell no, nope. I'm out. So I fully expect to get smacked on Sunday. I fully expect Josh McDaniels the following week so we'll get into that, the following week, but just you can have my prediction now. I fully expect the Raiders to go crazy on us. I feel like Devontae's going to get 160.
No, that won't happen. But Josh Jacobs might run for 200.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Jacoby's going to get a 160 because he's their second best player, right? Or second best receiver.
Right.
Right. So they'll take away Devontae. Devontae will get 7 receptions for 68 yards and a touchdown. I'm sorry. It's Jacoby that's going to have 11 receptions for 125 and 2 touchdowns. That's what it's going to be. I'm sorry. I forgot. Josh Jacobs will get 120. And, the protege will beat the student. I mean, will beat the teacher or the master, whatever you want to call him, one more time. Like, that's just what it is. So get ready to hear that. But yeah, listen, 3-3. I can't even believe like, and I've seen it on Twitter. I even heard it on our local stations here in Boston. Some of y'all are drunk, and once again, some of y'all are saying just know way too much about football to really believe they're going to be 3-3 in a few weeks.
I can just speak for myself here. I think I'm just blinded by historical precedents, right? I think Bill has lost his fastball. I think he should not be a GM. I think Mac Jones is just not good enough. But I still think Bill can beat what he deems as bad teams in this league. And I think he looks at the Saints without Drew Brees there and without Sean Payton there, and he says they're a bad team. I can beat them. I can still beat them. Doesn't matter who I have. I can beat them. And he does the same thing about Vegas. Now, I could be wrong, but if you think that we're apocalyptic now. At what imagine what this will be like if we're 1-5.
We don't have Mike. I'm telling you.
They're gonna be 3-3.
So listen, okay, so I know we did this with Karen, but whatever. We're gonna do this again real quick right now. So this is week 5, week 6, week 7, week 8, right? So week 5, the Saints
Win.
Week 6, the Raiders. Week 7 here is the Bills.
They're coming here.
Yeah, loss. Stop me. Yeah, loss. Stop. Yeah.
All right, 3-4.
And then Dolphins, obviously out there. Loss.
Yeah, that's 3-5. Yeah.
You may beat the Commanders. You may, because what happened so far with Eric Bieniemy, either Sam Howell is going to look like Joe Theismann or he's going to look like Rex Grossman. It's one or the other. But knowing our fucking luck, he's going to turn to Joe Theismann, and Curtis Samuel's going to turn to Art Monk, right? And their running back going to turn into John Riggins. Like that's what's going to fucking happen. So knowing our luck, that's what will happen out there. And then it's like, oh, now they're 3-6.
Just to be clear, I'm going to say win, and they're 4-5.
To me, they'll be 2-7, maybe.
You don't believe that?
I do. I don't like. They don't get the benefit of the doubt from me anymore, Mike. That's where I'm at. It's not about do I think they're gonna lose all them games. Like, I'm not giving the benefit of the doubt because all the trust I put into what they had done in the offseason or what they did in years past, like, it's not the same. So I'm like, I'm literally responding to what I see on the field, and what I've seen on the field requires some others that have watched this team faithfully to panic. Once again, if some people choose, like, there's a guy on Twitter, his name is Dan Kelly, who I appreciate his page. He's always Mr. Fucking Positivity. Even he has something negative to say Sunday. So I was like, damn, if Dan Kelly is out here saying that it might not be a good look, then if he lost hope, then I'm out. I'm fucking out. I mean,
well, you know what I wonder. What I wonder about this game is, remember back in, it was 03 after the opening loss to the Bills.
Yep.
Bill buried a football, or he buried the tape, right? Like, he did something that brought them together. Do you think he has anything like that left up his sleeves? And if the answer is yes, do you think it works on this team anymore?
Only reason I'll say no is because I feel like the expectations are different. They were coming into that season. You know, I think that's the year they got Harrison. They got, so they got some people.
Yeah, they just cut Malloy.
Right.
It's
so
the year after 9-7.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. So I mean, yeah, they So okay. So perfect example. You go 9-7. He says, you know what? I need to tweak some things. Let me go get this guy from San Diego that they said he can't play no more. Let me go see if we still got something left.
Well,
not
remember,
everybody out of practice.
That's what he's doing with Juju. So
no,
that hasn't changed.
But that's But well, I mean, Juju's a little younger than what Ronnie Harrison was, but yeah, that's. I mean, once again, I don't even think they're putting. Even though Juju hasn't performed well, obviously, like that's not debatable. I also think that they're not even putting him in. They're not giving him certain routes that he would be effective in. I feel like putting him in the slot, running crosser routes with him, not running comeback routes, because that's not his game. He needs to run crossers where he can get ahead of his defender. His game is yards after the catch. Once again, we seen it with Mahomes last year. They ran crosses all the time. If you lead him, he's out of there, and he's been like that his whole career. Once again, he was 78 catches last year, 950. To take your words, he didn't fucking figure out how to play wide receiver. So, but whatever, I'll leave it at that. But needless to say, like I said, I fully expect 1-5. Once again, for those that are listening, I hope that you leave your comments when we drop this. But like I said, the benefit of doubt is gone. Once again, if they win, cool, great, awesome. Like, once again, I'd rather them get a win. But do I believe that they're coming into most games and have a chance to win or going to win? No. And once again, the reason why and people say, oh, you're being dramatic about the Washington game. But for those that's listening, some of y'all listening, y'all know I was telling the truth. Sam Howell is literally became either Rice Grossman at times or Joe Theismann. Like it's either or. But like I said, knowing our luck, he's going to become the Hall of Famer. And like I said, Curtis Samuel and those boys and Terry McLaurin are going to turn into Art Monk and John Rankins, and they gonna go crazy off that. Like, that's just how it's been. So I don't know, but like I said, my faith, my hope, whatever word you want to use, my belief in this team currently is gone. And once again, the only way to restore it is if they show some type of dominance. But once again, that's not going to happen.
Which you won't believe if you see it anyway. So like you
told us early on. It's gonna be a fool's goal 3-3, even if that happens. So what's the point?
Right.
What's the point of being 3-3 if it's still gonna be fool's goal, Mike? So you're gonna be 3-6 a few weeks later? What's that for? Who cares? To go 3-3 and everyone go, yeah, the Patriots are back, baby, and then you lose 3 or 4 in a row. Then what? Now you're 3-7. Everyone's screaming, "Still take. What the fuck is back out there? Bill Belichick's happy and it's terrible." What's the point? Why are we delaying the process? We know this is a bad team. We know that this team is not winning a thing. And if they did slip the playoffs, that it would be over as soon as they got off the bus. And once again, that's not a prediction. Damn it, that's a spoiler. Like it is what it is. Like,
all right, so just to be clear, my prediction for this game on Sunday is 21-17 Patriots.
you don't even believe that.
Yeah. Ray, I believe that they're going to be 3-3. I believe that they're going to go 3-3, then they're going to go to 4-5, and they're going to finish the year at either 7-10 or 8-9. Yeah. You and I had them 0-4. They are
right. So
they were. That's it.
But we also mentioned with the lovely Cam, we said if they were 7-7, 8-9, but looked better, we'd be somewhat okay with that. Well, guess what, Mike? They haven't looked better.
Yeah, I would say that in 2 out of the 4 games they've looked better than they did last year.
Oh, for a few drives. Okay, sure. Okay. No, that's fair. For a few drives. All right. No problem. That's fair. Either way, it didn't result in, winning football consistently. But I'll give my prediction, then we'll get out of here. The real prediction, but Saints 24, New England 10. And listen, we'll be back next week to unpack that. So for Mike Marcangelo, I'm Rayshawn Buchanan. So next time we'll see you. Peace.
Welcome to the Reverie channel, where entertainment knows no bounds. Live concerts, on-demand music, documentaries, and short films, all in stunning HD. Now on Roku TV, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. Immerse yourself from home. And on Android and iOS for those on the move. Support creators with crowdfunding donations. Fuel their creativity. Join us in shaping entertainment's future. The Reverie channel, where every view, every donation matters.
Miles, are you ready to record our promo for Season 2 of the Wanna Bet podcast?
David, have you ever seen a grown man naked?
Miles, we're not here to quote lines from Airplane. We're here to tell people that Season 2 starts August 18th.
But I like Airplane.
I know you do, but Wanna Bet is a sports betting podcast. Each week we bet $1,000 on the NFL teams and games that we love.
Well, that sounds like fun.
It is fun. And last year you picked over 60% of your games correctly.
How'd you do?
We're not talking about that. We are telling people that they can find us every Friday. So no more movie quotes.
Roger.
Electricast.